What's going on, guys? Your boy, Coach Anthony. Of course, we got none other than Fast Eddie Chambers, and we just wanted to go ahead and remind you this is Black Friday week. This is the week of Black Friday, and I just wanted to let you guys know what we are offering. I am offering every single course on my website that we already dropped up to date, which is 15 courses, and actually, I'm going to give you guys an extra course that we just made named Drillers Make Killers that isn't even released to the public yet. If you go ahead and grab the Master Boxing Bundle at 90% off, Eddie, 90% off. And not only that, I'm gonna give you guys a free coaching call so we can go ahead and discuss what your personal goals are, what you're trying to accomplish through boxing, and how I can help you further in the future. Over the years, I've made courses like Build You From the Ground Up 1.0, Build You From the Ground Up 2.0, footwork drills, defensive principles 101, how to set traps and counterpunch, angles and how to create them, 50 combos to the head, 50 combos to the body, 50 head body combinations, how to box on the inside, how to box from the outside, how to box the opposite stance, which is basically orthodox versus southpaw, the complete Philly shell system, how to shadow box, heavy bag conditioning drills, and of course, like I mentioned before, the last course that isn't even released yet, Drillers Make Killers. Guys, this is a steal. I've sold these courses at $300 a pop, and many have purchased them in the past. And now you guys can get all of them at one time for 90% off with a coaching call. Guys, this is an opportunity. Do not miss it. Go ahead, go to the website. Don't hesitate. You've been watching us on YouTube for years. We're here to help you. We want to take your boxing to the next level. Let's go. What up, guys? Happy Thanksgiving. I'm dealing with some technical difficulties. As you can see, my camera wire just kind of messed up. I kind of use like a nice little professional camera, and I went to go live and I had a black screen and it wasn't working, and I started getting frustrated, and I already made a commitment to get on here and go live. So no matter, even with the technical difficulties, guys, even with the technical difficulties, there's no days off. No days off November. I hope you guys can put up with the quality right now as far as the screen goes. But I just wanted to get on here and, of course, say thank you guys. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for getting on here and pressing the bell notification so you guys can come in here and say hello to me. Thank you for subscribing to the YouTube channel. Thank you for the purchases that you guys made over the years into my courses. Thank you for trusting me with your boxing education. The support is definitely felt, is definitely appreciated. And through it all, guys, you guys have become a family. The people who come in here and trust my opinions and my ideas and my ideologies and everything that I've done over the years with boxing. Um, I have to say thank you to you guys, because you guys keep the brand going. You guys keep everything going. And for me, I'm thankful. I know a lot of people don't like Thanksgiving now. There's a lot of history that is being told, and we all know that the history sometimes doesn't correlate with all positive things when it comes to Thanksgiving. But for me, I just look at Thanksgiving as an opportunity to tell the people close to me that I'm thankful. And of course, you shouldn't wait till Thanksgiving. Of course, you shouldn't wait till a holiday to get together with your family, to get together with your friends, to, be thankful for life, be thankful for your blessings, be thankful for your health, be thankful for your friends' health, and your family's health, and the good things that you're going through in life. You shouldn't have to wait for a holiday for those things. But the good thing is the holidays kind of remind us, right? When you're in the day to day and you're just living day by day and you're just handling the day and dealing with the stress that life throws your way and dealing with the issues that you have day to day. You still got to go to work. You still got to put food on the table. You still got to make time for education. You still got to make time for the training. You still got to make time for your family and your friends and everything that this beautiful life has given us. Um, Sometimes it's easy to forget how blessed a lot of us really are. And we definitely have to remind ourselves through the good and the bad that we have things to be thankful for. So I know a lot of you guys are spending time with your families. I know a lot of you guys got better things to do than to come on here and chop it up with me, Coach Anthony. And like I said, the reason why I'm on here, guys, is because I dedicated myself to No Days Off November. And one thing about me, if I say I'm going to do something for you guys, I'm going to do it. I'm a man of my word. I live by integrity. So no matter what, the messed up camera situation, the holidays, it don't matter. I'm here. So for those of you guys who showed up, man, ain't nothing going to change. We're going to continue to talk about boxing. We're going to do Q&As today. We're going to share some stories. So let me see who's in here. My boy. Hey, Coach. What's going on, my guy? Absolutely, Coach. Unfortunately, life is short. So while we're here, we should always make time for your family. Yeah, absolutely, champ. And what ends up happening is, we like I said, man, we get caught up in our day to days, man. It is what it is. The only thing I will say that I like about this camera, you can kind of see the background a little bit better, right? You can kind of see, some of those shots right there, right? Like actually holding the laptop, man. You guys can see the Hank Lundy. I'm trying to get it to right. You got Eddie Chambers back there. You know what I'm saying? King Mo, Tevin Farmer. You know what I'm saying? You can see all those cool pictures a little bit clearer with this camera view. But I'm a little mad. I'm a little frustrated that my camera wire messed up. It's all good, man. Something that can be fixed, something that can be replaced, just material, right? Materialistic stuff can always be replaced. And so, even though I was a little bit frustrated, it's all good. I'm just happy to be here with you guys. Coach Biddy, salute, Coach. What's going on, champ? Ghetto Dora, since the coaches in my local place are useless, buying your courses was the best thing I did. Well, thank you very much, man. And I hope that a lot of people take advantage of the, 90% off sale that we got going on right now. Tomorrow's Black Friday, y'all. This thing crept up. Black Friday crept up. Before you know it, you look up and you're like, it's Black Friday. And then before you look at it, you're going to look up again and you're going to be like, that sale's gone. That sale that Ghetto Dora recommended Coach Anthony do, that Coach Anthony was crazy enough to do, ain't there no more. What happened to it? Damn, that thing gone. That thing disappeared, man. I should have grabbed it while I could have. But hey, you know what I'm saying? We'll see, man. But Ghetto Dora, thank you, my man. Happy Thanksgiving, Coach, and happy Thanksgiving to you, my man. I appreciate that, and I'm here to hang out with you guys, here to chop it up with you guys. And guys, don't forget, man. You guys go to the website, man. We got one more day before it's Thanksgiving. One more day before it's Black Friday, and Black Friday will be the last day for the biggest sale that I've ever done. 90% off of 16 courses. And just so you guys know where my mind is at. I work, man. I'm always working. I get this book right here. This is my ideas, workouts, ideas, boxing. Like I'm just writing stuff, right? So, just so you guys can see, I've been writing, right? And I like to write my ideas out on paper. And one of the things that I'm doing is I'm already looking at how I'm gonna change how I do certain things for Coach Anthony 2.0 to make it more, even better than what it is. And right now, what I'm also doing is with Coach Anthony 2.0, which is hold on. Do you release the new Driller Killer course for Black Friday? No, the Drillers Make Killers courses for people who grab the whole bundle. But Ghetto, if you already grabbed stuff from me in the past, shoot me an email and I'll see what I could do for you. But no, it is not released to the public People who've never bought my stuff before can't get Drillers Make Killers unless they grab the Master Boxing Bundle. People who have purchased my courses, if you shoot me an email, I'll make it happen for you since you already bought for me in the past. But you gotta shoot me a private email for that. I haven't released it to the public yet. So Ghetto Dora, you know my email. Go ahead, say, hey man, it's me, Ghetto Dora. I'll get you over a link. You know what I'm saying? You bought your subs, dude. I have proof. I tell you what, show us the proof, man. Show us the proof, man. Yo, this guy's a funny on here. Was a waste of money. I bought it absolute trash. Considering that it's not released to the public, you know what I'm saying? So I see I got a troll in the building. All right, so this is what I do to trolls. This is what I do to trolls, man. I put trolls on timeout. So watch this. Watch this, Trent. Timeout. Now you can sit there quietly, you know what I'm saying? Now you can sit there quietly and just watch everybody else talk, man. You know what I'm saying? You can sit there quietly and watch everybody else talk. I have all the courses except building from the ground up 1.0 and 2.0. Well, shoot me an email, Ghetto, and we'll work that out. Shoot me an email. When hitting the heavy bag mid sparring, what size boxing gloves is best to use when hitting the heavy bag mitts or sparring? When you're sparring, you should always use 16 ounces or heavier. When you're using the sparring, definitely 16 or heavier, depending on your weight. Personally, man, I like my guys to use 16s all across the board. A lot of the pros like to throw on like the 12 ounces when they're hitting the mitts, and they like to throw the 12 ounces when they're hitting the bag. I'm okay with that too. So you can hit the heavy bag with the 12s and the mitts with the 12s and the sparring with the 16s. But I like the 16s all across the board. I'm gonna be honest. I like the 16s all across the board. And then as we get closer to the fight, I like to switch them out to the smaller gloves. I like the guys to be comfortable with those heavier gloves. And then, like, let's just say 3 weeks out, then I might say, okay, let's go ahead and put on some let's go ahead and put on some 16, I mean, some 12 ounces or something like that. That's one way I like to do it. But then other times, I don't even complain. I let them, if they feel comfortable with the smaller gloves, I just let them work with it. But you always spar with the 16s. Trolls are a sign of success. My mentor growing up always said, a thief doesn't break into an empty home. Yeah, absolutely, man. Listen, I laugh. You know, it's funny when people troll you, but it's like their trolls are obviously like they're not educated. Like they didn't do their research when they trolled. Like the kid said, I bought my subs. If I bought my subs, I'd be at like 10 million. Like I'm not buying something that took me, I think I hit 200K um in like 2020. I only got like 247K right now. So I'm actually a little bit frustrated with the slow progression of my YouTube channel because like I've seen others shoot up to millions and mine is still floating real slow up. So I'm actually annoyed about that. But at the same time, I'm blessed, right? So I can't be mad. And then, of course, the Drillers Make Killers comment that he made was funny because I haven't even released it to the public, and I know he didn't get the Master Boxing Bundle, so he didn't even do his research. Like, if you're gonna troll somebody, do your research before you troll them, so you don't sound stupid when you talk. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. People hated on the vid of mine today. Then I looked at their vids and it was significantly worse. It's a sign of success. Yeah, man. Listen, I've been doing this a long time, guys. Trust me. I've heard it all. I've had guys make videos about me on YouTube one time and a few other situations. But then when I look at their stuff, it's so ridiculous that I'm like, why am I? You know what the Jay-Z said? A wise man told me don't argue with fools because people from a distance can't tell who is who. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to know when not to engage too much because people who don't know no better can't tell the difference between real or fake. You know what I'm saying? I got those are my receipts right there, baby. I got receipts on the wall. I got receipts all across the other walls. You know what I mean? I got the proof of what I've done in this sport. So anybody who, has something to say, you know what I mean? It's like whatever, man. I've been doing this, so I'm not worried about it. I'm afraid to throw the rear hand because I'm afraid of getting countered. How can I throw the rear hand without getting countered? Well, I can never promise you that you're not going to get countered. So let's just be clear there, right? Um, I can never guarantee anything, but what I could tell you is this: the best way to throw your right hand and not get countered is to not throw it from too far away, right? You don't want to be launching right hands from far away and then falling into like check hooks and stuff like that. And if you're throwing uppercuts, you don't want to be dropping your hand too far and leaving yourself exposed to where guys can sneak in left hooks. So you want to use the jab, right? So you got to use the jab. And when I touch you with the jab, as soon as I touch you, I blind you, you feel impact. Boom, I let the right hand go. You know what I mean? Or I touch you with the jab. Boom, I throw the right uppercut. You know what I'm saying? So it comes down to making sure you're in range before you throw the shot. You don't just want to throw the shot. You want to make sure you're in range. So this right here, baby, that good lead hand to get you there. Guys, apologize about the camera quality again. My wire for all the people who's just coming in, the wire stopped working. Technical difficulties, guys. But guess what? I'm still here. You can still see me. You know what I mean? So bear with me. We'll get this fixed within the next few days. But no days off November, guys. We here. Yeah, Jimmy, I'm not even gonna put your comment on there or even talk about the like honest, like it's really a joke. For real, Jones. It's really a joke. It's really not even worth speaking. I can't even bring no light to that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like it's just it's just a joke, man. It's really just like a joke. But it's like one of those jokes that ain't even funny. You know what I mean? Cedric, your videos are fun and helpful. Thank you very much, man. Ant's tutorials is on point. Thank you very much. Save 100% by watching Coach Anthony's videos. Help support Coach Anthony. Thanks, Matthew. I don't know about yeah. Save 90% and go grab the Master Box and bundle right now before Black Friday. I've always had issues with closing in on range because I'm short and I have shorter reach. Well, I mean, you got to use your head movement. You got to feint. You got to creep in the range. You're gonna have to work. You're gonna have to do double the work, unfortunately. But hey, man, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? The same way you gotta do double the work to get in close. You know what I'm saying? The guy from the outside gotta do double the work when you're in close. He has to work harder to try to keep you off of him. So you just gotta get in there. You gotta get in there. But once you're in there, now you got the advantage. You know what I mean? It feels more natural to me to set up the right hand with a left hook instead of jabs. Is this normal? No, I would say it's not normal, and I would say it's more dangerous. Because you're exposing yourself a little bit more when you're throwing hooks. So I would definitely be careful trying to load up on hooks to set up right hands or throwing hooks all the time to set up right hands. Now, don't get me wrong, you could crack crack, let it go, right, bang bang, let it go. But I would definitely incorporate this jab 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 hook right hand or 1-3-2 or high low with the jab, low with the jab, and then come up with a hook. You see what I'm saying? There's different things you could do, but I will most likely not just be getting into a habit of just going wang, or wang wang. Because again, once I see that you're throwing that hook, and I'm gonna just keep that glove up, and it's gonna be easy for me to catch that, possibly catch that, shoot that right hand, or jab as you're loading up with your hook to kind of throw you off rhythm, or throw the right hand quick as you're shooting your hook. Different things I could do, or simply just go under your hook. Um, it may work in spots, but I wouldn't make it a habit because I could pick up on it. Now the jab is harder to pick up on because you could double your jab quickly. You could throw a jab to the head, jab to the body, jab to the body, jab to the head. You could feint the jab. You could hook off the jab. So the jab is a much better weapon without a doubt. to set up the right hand. Hey, Coach, great. You're starting your live early. Also, love catching up with your past lives, man. This month we've done some really good lives, man. So for those of you guys who have not watched the previous lives that I've done, I think you guys are missing out. There's some real strong, valuable information, like really good information. And I would highly suggest you guys go check it out. Before I pull all these no days off November's down, I'm gonna pull them down. I'm not leaving them on the YouTube site, just so you know. So eventually they're coming down. So if you go back and try to find the no days off November from last year, they're not there. I took them all down, and I will eventually take these down as well. So definitely try to go back and catch up and see where we're at. December, we got a lot of stuff coming. I got to get this freaking this camera situation fixed by next week max. Depends on how long. Tomorrow's Black Friday, right? I got a big sale. I better take mine out to the store and take advantage of a sale and go get a camera and a couple of things. But yeah, man, thank you, man. I decided to get on here today just to see what the vibe is like at 6 o'clock, and we'll see how long I stay on here today, man. Might do a marathon today. Might just stay on here from 6 to tomorrow. We'll see how I feel. We'll see what the energy's like. Salute to you, champ. I got my first sparring session tomorrow using Philly shell. Any last minute tips? Well, you got your first. See, there's two things I don't like there. You got your first sparring session tomorrow, and you're talking about using the Philly shell, and I think that's already a red flag. Good luck on your sparring session, but don't try to go in there using Philly shells. I've talked about this so much, guys. Philly shells is this ain't kindergarten stuff. This is black belt level stuff, man. Okay, so even though we teach it, you have to know when to use it. All right. I would highly recommend for somebody sparring for the first time, your hands stay right here, baby. Right hand comes, bang, block that thing. You know what I mean? Hook comes, bang, block that thing. Jab comes, bang, catch that thing. Someone throws a right hand, boom, slip that thing. Someone throws a hook, roll that thing, roll the other hook. You know what I'm saying? Trying to do all of this, boop, that right hand gonna slide right through. I mean, unless you're really good at it. And if you're really good at it, it wouldn't be your first sparring session. You would have data to prove that you're really good at it. So, last minute tips, keep your hands up. Work your jab. Listen to your coach. Don't try to be somebody else. Be yourself. Work on the basics. That's my tips to you, champ. Could you make a course on feinting and all the ways to use it? Yeah, I could consider something like that, Jimmy, for sure. I got your master boxing course last year. Am I still qualified for your Facebook group? Kyle, send me an email. Send me an email and we'll get you straightened out, champ. How do you think Muhammad Ali? How do you rate Muhammad Ali's fundamentals? He is the people's GOAT, but do you think he could compete in the '90s? Mike Lewis, Vitaly Holyfield. Be tough, man. I gotta be honest. I mean, I think Ali is a phenomenal fighter. I actually have an actual autograph. Uh, you guys can see it from here. You see that? That's Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier, and that's actually autographed by Joe Frazier. But yeah, and that's the official poster. So make a long story short, Ali, as phenomenal as he was, guys like Mike Tyson, who was just an explosive fighter, guys like Lennox Lewis, 6'4", 6'5", big puncher, guys like the Klitschko's, guys like Riddick Bowe, Even though Riddick Bowe said he learned from Ali and everything like that, but Riddick Bowe was, oh my goodness, Riddick Bowe was phenomenal. Um, Look, I'm not gonna answer that question. I love Muhammad Ali. I think he was great for boxing, and there wouldn't be those guys without Muhammad Ali, and we have to remember that too. You know what I mean? Muhammad Ali paved the way. So we have to be very careful how we answer these questions because without somebody who sets the bar, there is nobody else after. You know what I'm saying? So for instance, I think what they were talking about, like the 4 minute mile, like until somebody ran the 4 minute mile, I could be wrong. Don't quote me on the minutes. Okay, I could be wrong on the minutes, but the story's the same. Until somebody did it once, it was impossible to do. And then once somebody ran the 4 minute mile, we're using that as the example, then it got broken time and time and time again. So when we talk about the greatest guys like Muhammad Ali, we have to remember that he set the bar. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's always very important for us as the new generation to pay homage and respect the people who paved the way because without them there would be no us. You know, I learned how to teach because of great teachers before me. You know, so imagine me becoming a great teacher and saying something along the lines of I'm a better teacher than somebody like I don't know whoever. Let's just put the top teacher in history at that moment. Now I come on, Coach Anthony, way better than him. Well, Coach Anthony wouldn't have been way better than him if he didn't exist because he set the bar. So um, I can't answer that question because I'm very careful with these kind of questions, champ. But I will tell you this: that '90s era, that '90s era, extremely, extremely talented heavyweight era. You're talking about some bad boys in the '90s, man. When you talk about Tyson, Lennox Lewis, Riddick Bowe, but both Klitschko brothers, man, like just those names alone. I mean, these guys were a force, and those guys can fight in any era. So that's the most way I could answer that question. Professor Cuts. Professor Cuz, what's up, my boy? I see you, man. You still in here, man? Remember we're supposed to talk about your fight, man. If you're still in here, man, I'll send you the link, man. I promise you, I'm a man of my word. You want to come in here and chop it up with me, man? Let me know. I'll put the link in there, man. We'll talk about your fight. It's not my first time sparring, just my okay. Well, listen, champ. If it's not your first time boxing and you've been doing this a while, then yes. I mean, try it out. Nothing wrong with trying out new stuff. You'll never know if you're gonna be good at something till you try it out. So for those of you who do have experience, there's a fine line of saying, "Well, I'm never gonna try the Philly shell." Right? You have to try the Philly shell at some point if you're trying to learn it and get good at it. So what I will say to you is, if it's not your first time sparring, 100%, give it a shot and listen to your coach. And you know, if you're getting hit, just make sure if you are going to use that Philly shell, that chin got to be here. Okay, don't be up here, clip. Right? Don't be here. Look, this looks like the Philly shell. Look, I wish my other camera was going on, but this looks like the Philly shell. But do you see the space between this and this? And it's not tight. We gotta tighten that up. We gotta make sure that when we're working at defense, this is here. Okay. And then you gotta be comfortable with the rolling and the dropping and the catching and the catching and the catching and you see what I'm saying? Catching. You see what I'm saying? Ooh, I almost did a little cross arm there, right? You know what I'm saying? The catching. So yeah. Not to keep talking about negative stuff. Coach Amp, but can you name a couple of red flags as well as green flags in a boxing gym? Um, I mean, listen. As far as what? As far as what? Can you give me a little bit more context? As far as what? What do you mean negative stuff and positive stuff that you can see in a boxing gym? Because we all know negatives is bad vibes, right? But what exactly are you asking me? Like about what exactly? Can you break down what boxing IQ is and how to get better at it? Oh, it's simple, man. Boxing IQ is understanding the game, understanding what a fighter is doing, when he's doing it, why he's doing it, not just how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Understanding why he's working his jab, why he's not punching in that moment, why he is punching in that moment, why he's moving his head. And that's the reason I make courses, champ. Honestly, the reason I make courses, man, is look, I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm gonna give you a little story real quick, okay? And I started making courses because I remember when I first started boxing. And I remember I went to a boxing gym and I fought. I competed as an amateur. I fought in the Golden Gloves, Florida State PAL, Sunshine State games, a bunch of regular fights and tournaments. I've sparred many pros, man. I've sparred guys like Kasim Uma, Danny Edward, um, you know, Terrence Cawthon, not Crawford, Cawthon. Just many guys over the years I've boxed, professionals, good fighters. Um, and I remember it wasn't until I became like 26, 27 years old that I got with a trainer and he started to really teach me how to box. Now, listen, I already fought, I've already been sparring guys. I mean, I already knew what the hell I was doing, but it was by default. I didn't really know what I was doing. I knew what I was doing, but I didn't know what I was doing, if that makes any sense, right? Like I knew how to throw a jab, but I didn't know why I was throwing the jab. I knew to throw a hook, but I didn't know where to go after I really threw it. I just did whatever naturally happened, right? And then I had this teacher, not a trainer, a teacher. Boxing trainer and boxing teacher are two different things. And he started to teach me. And the craziest part about it is I already stopped competing at this stage in my life. But he still taught me because I was willing to pay, right? He said, listen, I'll train you, but I ain't doing nothing for free. And I remember when he said that to me, and I said, I don't want nothing for free. I just want to get better. He said, all right, well, if you pay me, I'll train you. I said, cool. You ain't got to say nothing else. I started paying him. He started coaching me. And then he was just giving me lessons and teaching me stuff. He taught me the Philly shell or the shoulder roll, whatever you want to call it, and taught me how to work with that system. He taught me how to where I should go and the different things I should do. And he would explain it in such an articulate way that I was just like, I could just listen to him. I could just listen to him, right? And it was just beautiful to listen to. And then I started to coach, right? And then I started to really understand what he was trying to teach me because I started to teach it to people. And then I would call him and talk to him and stuff like that. And then I met other great teachers, other guys like my man Billy Briscoe. Big shout out to him. And I would have these conversations on the phone with him, like Billy, yo, and he would talk to me, and I would be able to actually converse with him now because I actually understood what I was talking about, and I was able to converse with him and even get further ideas and more boxing lessons and through conversations. But I already had experience, but now it all made sense. And then that's when I was like, I got to start teaching people what I'm learning, man, because this is beautiful. I didn't learn really how to box until I was done boxing. And then I didn't really learn how to box correctly until I was already in the game for about 10 years. I've already been in this shit for 10 years before I really learned it, where all the pieces connected. And I was like, damn, yo, had I really knew this and had this teaching sooner, I might have been a world champion, man. I might have been something special as a fighter. But I got the opportunity to still work with world champions as a coach. The talent was always there. Anybody who knows me personally knows that I could box. Like, I'm not here to boast and brag, but I can hold my own very well with good boxers, especially when I was younger, especially when my body felt great. Um, so the talent was always there, but the IQ wasn't. My IQ wasn't. But now I got the IQ part of it down. So now this is why I do what I do. This is why I teach what I teach, because I know how many years it took me to learn this. I knew how I wish I had a mentor to really teach me this stuff from the beginning. It wasn't until later in my life that I got lucky with these mentors. So I feel like I got to pass it forward. So I make a bunch of YouTube videos. You guys don't forget, as much as I talk about courses, as much as I talk about, go to the website, CoachAnthonyBoxing.com, and go grab yourself your 90% off deal on the Master Boxing Bundle and get on a free coaching call with me. And let me help design a program for you. And let me give you all of my material that I've been putting out over the years that's taken me over 2 decades to learn for 90% off. I also got a bunch of YouTube videos for free. I do these lives and do Q&As with you guys, just to show you that the passion is real, to show you that the IQ is real, to show you that what I am doing is real. I'm not just doing this for likes. I'm doing this to impact people, to help people, to teach people. I bring in guys like Fast Eddie Chambers, who has almost 50 professional fights, and he gives game, and he demonstrates, and he goes above and beyond. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're doing, guys. This is why we do what we do. We want to help you guys know what boxing IQ is. So boxing IQ is knowing the why to the how. You can't just learn the how. You got to know the why. Why do you do what you do? Why do you slip that punch? Why did you choose the right uppercut in that situation? Why did you roll out after that left hook to the body? Why did you step in and smother that guy at that moment instead of continuing to punch? Why did you see what I'm saying? So I hope that answers your question. I'm trying to go through some of this, guys, because I know when I go in a rant like this and you guys start going in, this is what it is. So, yo, Peter Nieves, my cousin. Yo, Pete, you want to come in here and chop it up with me, man? Let's give the people what they want, man. We're going to talk to a professional fighter who's actually my family, Peter Nieves. We're going to bring Big Pete in here, okay? And I'm going to take a quick break real quick, guys. So, guys, don't leave. Don't leave. Just watch this commercial. I'll be right back.
What's going on, guys? Your boy, Coach Anthony. Of course, we got none other than Fast Eddie Chambers. And we just wanted to go ahead and remind you, this is Black Friday week. This is the week of Black Friday. And I just wanted to let you guys know what we are offering. I am offering every single course on my website that we already dropped up to date, which is 15 courses. And actually, I'm going to give you guys an extra course that we just made named Drillers Make Killers that isn't even released to the public yet. If you go ahead and grab the Master Boxing Bundle at 90% off, Eddie, 90% off. And not only that, I'm gonna give you guys a free coaching call so we can go ahead and discuss what your personal goals are, what you're trying to accomplish through boxing, and how I can help you further in the future. Over the years, I've made courses like Build You From the Ground Up 1.0, Build You From the Ground Up 2.0, Footwork Drills, Defensive Principles 101, How to Set Traps and Counterpunch, Angles and How to Create Them, 50 combos to the head, 50 combos to the body, 50 head-body combinations, how to box on the inside, how to box from the outside, how to box the opposite stance, which is basically orthodox versus southpaw, the complete Philly shell system, how to shadow box, heavy bag conditioning drills, and of course, like I mentioned before, the last course that isn't even released yet, Drillers Make Killers. Guys, this is a steal. I've sold these courses at $300 a pop, and many have purchased them in the past. And now you guys can get all of them at one time for 90% off with a coaching call. Guys, this is an opportunity. Do not miss it. Go ahead, go to the website. Don't hesitate. You've been watching us on YouTube for years. We're here to help you. We want to take your boxing to the next level. Let's go.
Yes, sir. So as you can see, guys, back to what I was saying. Um, mm, Back to what I was saying. Uh, yeah, it's all about the teacher. So let's go ahead and bring in somebody. Let's bring in somebody who knows all about boxing and all about the lessons that you learn through the game. The one and only Peter Nieves. Peter Nieves, what's up, baby?
What's up, cuz? Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Hey guys, so I see a lot of people are pressing the link that I sent my cousin. I sent that to Peter Nieves so he can come in here and talk to you guys and educate you guys. So if you guys click that link, I'm just gonna kick you. So don't even waste your time. And that's no disrespect to you guys. It's just that that link was specifically for Pete because I want Pete. I want you to talk something. I want you to talk to these young aspiring fighters, whether we're speaking to men or women right now, because I do have women who also watch this. Sometimes they're quiet in the chat, but they're in here. Let me hear what you have to say about learning boxing the right way, learning the lessons, having the teachers teach. I know you come from an era where you had trainers. Talk to me a little bit about that.
We got a little bit of an echo that's going on, so I'm getting it's like repeated. So I don't know if I should take these off or not.
I probably would because I'm good on this side.
You good?
I'm
Let
good,
me
but if you're
let me
hearing
take
it,
these out.
it's probably you.
Yeah.
I probably take it
Mhm.
off. Now I can't hear you. You got to press the little microphone on the bottom here. There's like a little mic where you, on the bottom.
We good now?
Yes, sir. Now I can hear you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, first of all, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Um, my cousin, man, I'm proud of him, man. He's doing a good job representing out there the new and up and coming trainees. Oh,
Thank you.
did I
Thank
lose
you.
you guys?
Talk,
Yeah,
talk to
no,
us.
man. You guys are the new breed, so a little bit about myself, my professional record: 15 wins, 5 losses, a draw, 8 knockouts. I was well, if we want to go back to the amateurs, we can start there. The two-time Golden Glove champion. Before that, junior Olympic champion, all that stuff. You know, I started fighting at a young age, 8 years old. I was blessed to grow up in an era of boxing where everybody, you could not sleep on anybody in the game. The person that you thought couldn't fight will fight your ears off all night long. You know, uh, there was no social media, none of that. So if you had to learn the game, you had to watch the fights on TV, go to the fights, like I used to go to in the forum back in the days before it was called the Hulu Theater or Paramount, the big fights in the garden. And not only that, just going to other gyms to spar, which I really did, but we went to fight just about every weekend back in the day when they used to have the smokers. Those are the fights that were on the books. You know, when the fights were on the books, then you would have the USA ABF boxing little passport thing, and then they would write down in there your record. But yeah, man. I mean, I had over 100 and something, probably like 200 something amateur fights. So
Let me ask you, who was your trainer? Who's the person who taught you the game? Who
my
taught you?
trainer, God rest his soul, his name was Edwin Brios. Everybody knew him as Sinbad. And this person was disabled. This person had one leg, but he wore an artificial leg. And he was no joke. No joke. You know, a person that learned the game from the streets, and then he was taught under the wing of an old Cuban boxing trainer. If I remember his name right, is Chango Diaz. That's how everybody knew him. That's how everybody knew him. Chango Diaz, who was a master trainer. He used to train um, Villamar Fernandez, who was a Dominican fighter in the early '70s. Actually, he was beating Roberto Duran until Duran hit him with a left hook to the body in the 13th round and stopped him. He also Villamar beat Alexis Arguello. He was the first one to ever beat Alexis Arguello. Um, so I came up through that time. There was gyms all over the place. You know, there was like I used to live at that time. I used to live in Hell's Kitchen. So a few blocks away from me was Gleason's on 30th Street. Then if you walked up to the Deuce, and for those of you that don't know what the Deuce is, it's 42nd Street. On the Deuce on 8th Avenue, you had the Bomb Squad that was on 47, right on top of Show World, and then you had Times Square that was a couple of blocks south. So you had three of the most prominent gyms in the city right there. So there was.
What year was this, Pete?
Oh, we're talking about 80s.
Well, how old are you? If you don't mind, how old are you?
53.
You're 53. All right, so you're 14 years older than me. So this is an era before me. This is
Correct.
an era. Yeah, this is an era before I came into the game. So you was already moving and shaking before 14 years before I even thought about it. You know what I'm saying? But continue.
Yeah, man. So I was always in the gym, whether I was training or not. And in the gym, I would see Benitez when he would come into New York. I would see who else we had in there? Davey Moore, Saul Mambi, Duran would come through whenever he came to New York. I also forgot about Ringside Gym that was on 40th Street, next to the Port Authority. That's where Panama Lewis had. That's where he had his gym. So it was like nuts. Camacho, God rest his soul.
So let me ask you, what did the trainers do back then that you think is different than what you're seeing happening now? From some of these newer guys that you see coming up. What do you see, like, just being an older guy who's been in the game? What are you seeing different?
The training is more innovative. You know what I'm saying? We were doing things like cavemen, right? But we didn't have the technology like today. You feel me? So it was the same, but we did it harder, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Um, as far as training techniques and all that stuff, everybody had their own style of training, their own style of fighting. You know, um, it was different. It was real different. Um, there wasn't much. To me, it's like a competition with the power work with all these guys. Now, I'm like, to me, I laugh because it's good. They do all these drills and all that stuff. But me as a trainer, the main thing about pads is not just drills. Drills you could do on a bag all day long, right? But pads is the execution of the punches thrown the right way. You understand me? Um, like last night, you spoke about punches, right? Punches are born, not made. But you made a great point that you could develop the power, which is true because I was one of those guys that didn't have one punch knockout power. You know, so one thing that happened to me when I was 13, I was in the finals of a tournament and a week before the tournament, I broke my wrist in 2 places, my right wrist. So I was out of the tournament. I went into the gym with the cast, and my trainer said, "Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to see you." So I felt bad, you know. Um, yeah. Trainers back then were real strict. I mean, like strict. It was like you couldn't talk to no other trainer. Period.
But
Just
you know,
high.
I think a big difference back then too, though.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Back then, trainers were doing stuff more. I think you might have strict trainers now, but it's only with the kids that are fighting because, uh, for instance, boxing has become a business, even to the training aspect, right? A lot of trainers now, the trainers have gotten smarter over the years. Is what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say trainers are greedy or selfish. I think trainers have gotten smarter because trainers have been getting taken advantage of by people for
Forever.
so many years. So back then, when if I even now, if I take you under my wing and I'm not charging you and I'm developing you and I'm grooming you, you're gonna do everything I tell you.
That's exactly right.
And the moment you say no, get the hell out because you don't pay me.
Exactly.
You know, and I think that's why they were the way they were. Because they were training guys for free. Like back then, trainers were just working like volunteers.
And they had, and not only like volunteers, but we're also being a father. We're being a father at the same time because most of the cats didn't have fathers. I mean, I did have mine, and he knew my trainer, so I was in good hands. I was blessed to be in good hands. But that's how it was. You know what I'm saying? Um, getting back to what we were talking about with the punches. So I broke my right wrist in 2 places. I was out the gym for like 8 weeks. I went back when they cut that cast, right? They cut it down to here, and then I threw a plastic over it so like that I could work out. And all I did was work on my left on the jab and the hook to the body, which became my signature shot afterwards. Once I started developing uh, more strength in my right, when it was healing up, that I was able to throw it. I was afraid to throw it because I didn't want to feel that pain, or to break it again. But it was something where you could develop that power, and that became my signature.
Somebody asked, "Did you ever see Mike Tyson at any of those gyms?"
I used to see Mike when we used to fight in the smokers in the Bronx in Apollo Boxing Club. It used to be on Westchester Avenue. That's even in one of the PS games that I started laughing, and they made the game exactly like the way that gym was. Apollo. If anybody has one of those old PS2 or PS3 games, if you look up Fight Night or whatever, and one of the places to fight was Apollo Boxing Club. It's in there. Yeah, so they used to bring Mike down to fight in the smokers.
Okay.
That's where he got his experience.
Yeah.
The owner of that gym, Nelson, que en paz descanse, he was a student. Cuss used to train him. And he became a prominent cut man in the game up until he died. He died. COVID took him. He was still working. He was real busy up until COVID. But he worked with tons of fighters, man. Him, Teddy Atlas, and what's the other guy's name? They used to train Mike before.
Cooney.
Not Cooney. Rooney.
Rooney. I said Cooney.
And Kevin Rooney, all those guys, yeah.
No disrespect to Rooney. I called him Cooney. I knew it was a Uni in there somewhere. So yeah, man. So talk to these young up and coming fighters because obviously you've been watching me now for a while. Um, Obviously, you see where I'm going with this. I'm trying to educate guys, right? Like we all know mitt work is cool and it can be flashy. And listen, I can go with the best of them with the flashy shit. But that's not where I base my reputation. I want to base my reputation on actually passing on a real knowledge to guys who really want to learn it. Just talk to us a little bit more about these guys, how they should, how they should proceed with their boxing education.
Right. So if you're gonna be in the game and you're gonna fight amateur and you're looking to fight pro, number one, you got to think about this. This is a sport where you can get seriously hurt, and I've seen friends of mine die in front of me. We all take that chance once we get in that ring. You understand? So you have to do everything on your part to make sure that you are ready. You can't put everything on the coach. The coach is gonna guide you where you need to go, but you got to do your part 1,000%. 1,000%. You know, if you see something that you like within a fighter, like I believe me, I used to watch fighters all the time. A lot of guys I used to watch was like Hector Camacho, que en paz descanse. I used to watch that guy all the time. Any little thing, Benitez all the time. All fight, every single fight that was on, I was always watching, seeing what I could take from this guy, what I could take from the other guy. To see, if it works for me. If it worked for me, then I went with it. You know. Also, this game is very um instinct. Your instinct. Most of my fights I fought off of instinct. I didn't just have a plan. You know what I'm saying? It was instinct. You know
But you
what?
know what though? But you know what though? This is where I had a trainer tell me this years ago, and I believe it to be true. This all starts with your training. So those instincts that you developed were things that you were doing every day through the training. And I remember when the trainer, when I started to get, when I was beginning, and I was, he said, listen, one day you're gonna wake up and you're not gonna remember how you learned this shit. He said, you're just gonna be doing it. And you're not gonna even remember that I'm talking to you about this right now. All you're gonna remember is I just did it. I don't know how. And I found that to be true, man, because when you do something every day for 10 years, 15 years, it becomes instinct, just like your bad habits. My friend Billy Briscoe, who I have on here, who's a phenomenal trainer for Philadelphia, he would say, when you look for a fighter, don't look at their mistakes, look for their habits, because habits are harder to break,
No doubt.
you know?
No doubt. No doubt. It's like when I used to train kids and their habits were to drop their whenever they drop their hands, especially if we were doing mitts.
No, I do that still.
Yo, let me tell you something. Even with the baddest cats, there was some pros. Boom, boom, boom. I would set them up. I'd be like, all right, jab, boom, boom, boom. Wah! I caught you sleeping, son. I was like, that could have been a left hook that took you out. You gotta be on your P's and Q's all the time, whether I'm in here working with you or not. I said, because if this old man could still do it to you, now imagine what a younger cat could do. You feel me?
So are you coaching guys down there in Florida, or are you chilling? What are you doing?
I'm not coaching anybody right now. In fact, I got a call the other day from an old timer in the Bronx, and he's like, "Yo, this kid is looking for you. He just opened up a gym in Plant City." So I said, "Okay." And it's a kid that it's not a kid. We both the same age. Um, this guy would have been an awesome fighter, and he managed to do one pro fight, and then he got into a bad accident that just took him out of the game. But now he's opened up a gym, so I'm gonna go check it. In fact, tomorrow I might take a trip down there to check it out. Plant City is the next city for me, so I'll check it out. We see what happens. You know.
Yeah, man. I think it'd be good for you to. I told you this last time. I think it'd be good for you to stay busy, work with some fighters. You know, amateur or pro. I think it'd be good for you, man. You have a lot to give.
No doubt. No doubt.
There you go.
So we'll check it out. We'll see what happens. You know. But the fight game, you know, is very serious, guys. If you want to go into this 100%, you got to give 1,000%. Not one day. You got to do it every day. Every day. I didn't enjoy getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go run Central Park. But I did it every day. Every day. Every day for I don't know how many years up until I had a conversation with Larry Holmes in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, yeah. Hold up. For the people in this chat right now, all right. Again, we're talking to Peter Nieves, who's my cousin for the record. He's about to tell you a story about when he spoke to Larry Holmes, man.
Yeah.
This is the thing I be talking about, Pete. I don't think they get it. I don't think they get it, man. You about to drop something on them real quick. You know what I mean? You're talking about one of the greats that you got an opportunity to get a jewel from, a nugget from, and we about to pass him that nugget. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, save it, man. We're gonna put it on the website. We're gonna charge him. I don't know. We're gonna charge him what? How much you think this nugget's worth, Pete? I'll split it with you. How much you think it's worth?
I wish I would have had this conversation with him way before. It would have saved me. It would have saved me a lot of miles. But running,
give it to him, man. Give it to him. Go ahead.
So at this part of my life in the fight game, I was already out, and I was coming back after an 8-year layoff. But I went right back to my old routine, bro. I used to run Central Park every day. Central Park is I think it's 6.2 or 7.2 miles every day. I used to run that. So I spoke to him about it, and he's like, "Son, you fighting 8, 10 rounds already. You don't need to do that type of road work unless you're having trouble making weight." He's like, you already know how to go 10 rounds, man. You do 10, you do 12, you do 12, you do 15. And that was it. You know, so I was already way ahead in my career when I had that conversation. I wish I would have had it before. You know what I'm saying?
It would have saved you some wear and tear.
And some cold mornings, bro.
Saves you some wear and tear, cold money. I know, I think that's the hardest insecurity for fighters is not knowing when they're doing too much, you know, and usually is the insecurity because you think that you have to do more all the time. I got to do more. I got to do more. Like I tell these guys always asking me about strength and conditioning. I get this freaking question every day. How much strength and conditioning should I be doing with my boxing? I said, listen, and you probably heard me say this before. I said, if you're fucking running, if you're shadow boxing the way you're supposed to, if you're hitting the bag the way you're supposed to, if you're hitting the mitts the way you're supposed to, if you're sparring the way you're supposed to, if you're doing the mitt where everything, the calisthenics and the running, how much room do you think you got to go to a weight room and go pound on some weights and do some? There's not enough space. Your body needs to recover. Your body needs to rest. You don't build muscle when you're in the gym. You build muscle when you rest. And the gym is where you tear it down. So I tell guys all the time, you're doing too much. If you're doing what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it, the way you're supposed to do it, you don't need to do nothing else.
Amen.
But the problem is, guys are shadow boxing like this.
Yeah, that's not shadow.
Guys are hitting the bag like this and waiting for their coach to say, come here, man, let me give you some mitt work. No, motherfucker, hit that bag.
Exactly.
You hitting the bag like this, but you peeking over your shoulder because you just waiting for me to say, come on, man, let me give you a couple rounds on the mitts. And that's not a real fighter.
No.
And that's the problem with boxers, and that's the problem with people who want to be fighters but don't want to be fighters, right? It's like you like the idea, but you don't really want to be a fucking fighter. Because if you did, you wouldn't be looking for anything outside of fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that was one thing about me. And my trainer, God rest his soul, he used to tell me, he's like, "Yo, you push yourself to the limit all the time," and I did. I did. He used to tell me all the time. He's like, "You're your own worst enemy. You overdo it because I want to be stronger. I want to be this. I want to be that." And he's like, "You don't have to do all that stuff." When I started doing the weight training every other day, and this was after working out in the gym. He's like, "Bro, you are gonna, you're gonna expend yourself too much." So then I left it alone. And then, but once I developed into an 8-10 round fighter, then I was like, all right, we ain't gonna get, we ain't gonna get more muscle. We ain't gonna get more of this. We ain't out. We just got to continue to work on our strategy and being smart. Working on our craft.
Now, don't get me wrong. I want to be clear. I do believe if you program your training the right way, there can be room for a educated, and when I say educated, I mean an extremely educated conditioning coach that is familiar with boxers. If you program your training the right way, it can be done.
So again, like I said, we didn't have that.
Right. Nowadays you can find it, but the coach and the trainer have to work together, because me as a coach, I have to be able to tell the conditioning coach, listen,
exactly.
Sparring tomorrow, and today I had him do this. So today, this is where we need to focus on. And so do your thing, but I just want you to know tomorrow he's boxing 10 rounds. Right. I can't have you kill his fucking legs. And now you see what I'm trying to say? There has to be a communication there. It can't be a trainer just trying to make you sore. You can't do that.
You cannot. So, like I said, I didn't have none of that. It was just me and my trainer. That was it.
And you were just figuring out the weights on your own.
Exactly.
One Arnold Schwarzenegger style, and coming to the gym the next day, just trying to work.
So one thing I always made sure I like, one of my biggest influences as a kid, and even still today, was Bruce Lee. Right? Bruce was like this, skinny dude. But when you saw him,
man, he was cut up like a bag of dope.
Right. So one thing I took from Bruce that I always did before I did anything, I always took at least 30 minutes to stretch before I started anything. I used to be able to do the split. That ain't never gonna happen again. I used to be able to, to tip over and put my knees to my head to my knees, touch the floor with my hands and all that stuff. No more. But I used to do that before I did anything. Before I even wrapped my hands, before I did anything, it took me at least 30 minutes in that. And then I wrap my hands and start warming up shadow boxing for at least 6 to 8 rounds, and then get a good sweat. And then we got busy, But yeah, man, these are the things that, you guys, little things like that. I mean, I'm not telling you to do what I did, but do what's going to work for you. But also, most importantly, listen to your training. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Listen to your trainer, follow instructions, and you should do well.
Yeah. You put in the work. If you put in the work and you have a good trainer, and you're working and you're doing what he's telling you, there's really no reason why you shouldn't be successful in this game.
The mindset got to be there.
Yeah, the mindset got to be there.
Let me tell you something. Fighting is 90% right here. The physical is easy. It's here. and really here. How bad do you want it? How bad
Yeah,
do you want it? You know?
100%, man. 100%.
I like
I
what you
mean,
look good the other day, man.
huh?
Ray,
Oh
I
yeah, I know you like Ray. I know you like Ray.
I've been checking him out. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
So
he's developing real nice. He's hungry, yo. You know, he's a hungry fighter.
he should always be hungry.
He's a hungry fighter. You know, I've worked with fighters that aren't hungry. He's hungry. He
That's what
wants it. He's talented. He's got the goods. So it's all about at this point. You know, he's got to. The only person that could beat him right now is him. You know, so he has to make sure he stays in the game, mentally stays in the game. But the kid's the real deal, man. I've worked with a lot of guys, and when I say somebody's the real deal, I mean it. Like I've seen him box really good quality guys in the gym, and guys that he's not supposed to be rocking with, and he's rocking with them, and he's hurting some of these guys. So he's ready. It's just about development now in the pro fights, and he'll get there.
no doubt. I could see him winning the fighting for a title next year sometime.
I think so. I think it's time. I mean, he's 13-0 now. His last four opponents have either been undefeated or only had one loss. So you know they're moving him a little aggressive, but he can handle it. So why not? You know.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's dope, man. It's dope, man. And that's something that I'm always gonna love to do, man. I have no problem with working with pros that are hungry like that. But some of them waste your time, man. You know that. You know, so I could tell you how many I've had to turn down after. I remember when I first came into the game as a coach, I'd work with anybody. If you were a pro, especially, oh, he's a pro. Yeah, come on, send him. Like I just wanted to build my resume, and I just wanted to work with everybody and get better as a coach. Now I got to turn guys down because you know, as you develop and get better, you're like, hold on, man, nah.
Yeah, because you too want to elevate your status. You know what I'm saying? You can't work with guys that are gonna bring you down.
Yeah.
Your name. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no.
And listen, and the thing is, I work with a guy that maybe doesn't have a, let's just say he has like a funny record. If I really believe that I can help that guy, but I gotta believe it. You know, you gotta show me. Listen, man, I got 3, 4, 5 losses. And but all right, let me see something. And if you show me something that you know what, I'll take a guy like that because you know that's where you really could show your skills as a coach.
Exactly.
But the guy gotta want it that bad. He can't just be talking. He has to be serious, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you gotta look at it when you remind me some. You just reminded me of if you remember Emmanuel Burton.
I always tell the story, man. You know, I had an opportunity to spar him, and I freaking was too scared to spar him when I was a kid.
Nightmare, bro. Nightmare.
He asked me, he came to me and said, yo, let's do a couple rounds. And I had just started. I think I had like one amateur fight.
Mm.
And he was like, come on, man, let's do a couple rounds. And I seen what he'd been doing to guys in the gym. This was in Florida. And I was like, nah, I'm cool. He was like, no, I'm gonna work with you. I was like, nah, you always say that. And then he pulled me to the side later on after the session and he pulled me, he said, listen, let me tell you something. He said, when you box, treat this like basketball, treat this like football, treat this like your favorite video game. Just have fun. Don't be so uptight. You know what I mean? You gotta have fun with this. And that was the lesson he gave me, and that was the last we ever talked about. I never sparred him. I look back now, I say, I wish I would have sparred him. You know what I'm saying? Because I know he wouldn't have hurt me because he knew my level. He was already.
He wasn't gonna lose you.
He was gonna play with me. You know what I'm saying?
He was gonna teach.
But me being uptight in the early stages, I was like, nah. You know what I mean? I seen him spar Zab Judah. I've seen him spar a lot of good guys. And man, I mean, listen, what stays in the gym stays in the gym, but that motherfucker could fight.
No doubt. So I remember Zab when he was a little. I was in the gym when Zab's father was a pro. That's how much. That's how long I'm.
Yeah, you know they used to all come to my gym in Florida when I lived down there, and I used to see all those guys train. Man, Zab Judah, Alexis Trujillo, Andrew Galata, Kasim Uma, Danny Edward, Pernell Whitaker at the end of his career, Vernon Forrest. those are the guys that was in my gym, man. So I really had an opportunity to see some top level guys work out in front of me. You know what I'm saying? And Joel was one of them coaching Zach.
No doubt. He knew his stuff. He came, he came from that era, man. Yeah, man. And so he knows his game. He knows his game.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I ain't gonna take you up too long, Pete. Thank you, man. I'm gonna bring you on here, man, some more though, man. I think the people need to hear you talk more. You know, you got a lot of game to give people, man.
Whenever you want, bro. I'm here.
All right, man. Thank you, Pete.
All right, cuz.
Peace. Happy Thanksgiving.
Likewise.
Yes, sir. So yeah, we got my cousin Peter Nieves, guys, man. I mean, listen. If you just went back and rewinded and just let him just listen to him again, just you guys are gonna get jewels. You probably missed some of those jewels. You probably got to go back and listen to it again. You know what I'm saying? Just to get everything that he gave. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody who's been around the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? And man, this boxing game is serious, man. Exactly like he said, guys. So for the people in here, at bare minimum, take this serious. And for those of you who aren't trying to be fighters, take it serious anyway. Take it serious anyway, because why do something and not put your best into it? That doesn't mean you have to be a fighter. But when you do spend your time doing this boxing, do it to the best of your ability, whether it's to be an amateur, whether it's to be in shape, whether it's just to learn the skills. Be the best at it. Be the best that you can be at it. You know, listen, I didn't fight professional. I don't got professional boxing stories to share with people as a fighter. I got professional coaching stories to share. I got some amateur stuff to share. I got some sparring experiences to share. But now that I'm a coach, I'm going to make sure that I'm the best coach I can be. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you guys have to do. When you guys are doing something, try to be the best at it. You know, try to really get everything you can out of it. Watch the courses, pay attention to the lessons, listen to the interviews and the talks with these, boxing guys who've been in the game for 30, 40 plus years. Listen to it and really listen. Don't just like hear it. Listen and say, I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to help you with your mindset. It's going to help you with your mentality, everything you need, you know what I mean, to proceed with this boxing game. How do you fight the nerves of throwing back in sparring? You just got to keep sparring, champ, honestly. And to be honest with you, man, you shouldn't be sparring if you're in a stage where you're completely just not responding. You might have to pull back a step. So if you're sparring and you're just not letting your hands go at all and you've sparred a few times, then it might be time to pull you back. You know, your coach should pull you back because you shouldn't be sparring without the supervision of a coach. But you should be getting pulled back. And then what you should be doing is maybe drilling. For instance, in my master boxing bundle, I got a course named Drillers Make Killers. It's not released yet, but there's drills in there for guys like you in the beginning stages that will be able to focus on the beginning things that a fighter is going to deal with, like a person throwing a jab at you and you catching it and then possibly slipping and then possibly doing some counters off of that. You have to build yourself to spar. And then once you're ready to spar, you should be sparring in situations that are safe. So you don't have to be nervous. You see what I'm saying? And then you build yourself little by little. And then before you know it, hopefully, you get out of that funk that you're in right now. Guys, don't forget to go to the website, CoachAnthonyBoxing.com, man. It's not a game, man. I'm going to play the commercial real quick. And then when I come back, man, let's keep this Q&A going.
What's going on, guys? Your boy, Coach Anthony. Of course, we got none other than Fast Eddie Chambers. And we just wanted to go ahead and remind you, this is Black Friday week. This is the week of Black Friday. And I just wanted to let you guys know what we are offering. I am offering every single course on my website that we already dropped up to date, which is 15 courses. And actually, I'm going to give you guys an extra course that we just made named Drillers Make Killers that isn't even released to the public yet. If you go ahead and grab the Master Boxing Bundle at 90% off, Eddie, 90% off. And not only that, I'm going to give you guys a free coaching call so we can go ahead and discuss what your personal goals are, what you're trying to accomplish through boxing, and how I can help you further in the future. Over the years, I've made courses like Build You From the Ground Up 1.0, Build You From the Ground Up 2.0, footwork drills, defensive principles 101, how to set traps and counterpunch, angles and how to create them, 50 combos to the head, 50 combos to the body, 50 head body combinations, how to box on the inside, how to box from the outside, how to box the opposite stance, which is basically orthodox versus southpaw, the complete Philly shell system, how to shadow box, heavy bag conditioning drills, and of course, like I mentioned before, the last course that isn't even released yet, Drillers Make Killers. Guys, this is a steal. I've sold these courses at $300 a pop, and many have purchased them in the past. And now you guys can get all of them at one time for 90% off with a coaching call. Guys, this is an opportunity. Do not miss it. Go ahead, go to the website. Don't hesitate. You've been watching us on YouTube for years. We're here to help you. We want to take your boxing to the next level. Let's go.
Man, what a catalog, man. What a catalog, man. Sheesh. Is ducking / squatting effective against straight punches? I prefer to slip outside of the punches than squatting. I mean, you could squat. Um, you know what I'm saying? You could, like, if your hands are up like this, you could drop under a shot. But for me, I rather slip. I rather slip. Jab comes, I slip. I got options, right? Bang. I got options. Bang. Got throws the right hand. Slip. I got options. Bang. I got options. Bang. I got options. Bang. See what I'm saying? So I like the slipping for the straight punches because it gives you opportunities and options. But there are situations where you may just drop under a shot and then maybe you could touch downstairs while you're down there. But you still are in the middle. And if a guy throws a jab, right uppercut, right, you could drop it and boop, get hit with a shot. So I prefer to slip, if that makes sense. Been watching your old course and been loving Defensive Principles 101 and Boxing Outside. Can't wait for the Drillers Make Killers. Kyle, how many courses do you got for me right now? How many courses do you have? Trying to go back and see some of these questions, something that I might have missed. Hey, y'all, I told you I'm hanging out with y'all today, man. We chilling. We chilling, y'all. Matter of fact, which one of you guys want to come in here and talk to me? Come in here and talk to me, y'all. I'm in the mood to talk to my people. Come on, we're going to keep this going. Somebody hit that link. Chop it. I told y'all, man, Thanksgiving, man. I'm hanging out with y'all today, man. And don't forget, man, tomorrow's Black Friday, y'all. Don't miss this opportunity. But come talk to me right now. Whoever want to hit that link, hit that link, man. Oh, y'all scared to hit the link now? Let me find out y'all scared. You're one of the most informative coaches I've seen so far. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much, champ. I appreciate that. I've gotten all of them last year. I got the shadow boxing course with the Black Friday sale, which had golden nuggets. Listen, I think that is one of my most underrated courses. Is the How to Shadow Box course. Kyle, watch that, and don't just watch a course once. Watch it again and watch it again and then watch it again. And then the way you really get the best out of the course is Watch one piece of it and use that as a drill. Watch another piece of it and use that as a drill. If you really want me to help you, book a coaching call with me, Kyle, and let me see if we could do something with the 2.0 program. You might be missing out on something major that I could help you with. So book a call, man. You could do it on the website, coachanthonyboxing.com, okay? I put the link in there, guys. What's going on, man? Somebody wants to ask me a question. Talk to me, man. You guys are scared now? Let me find out, man. Boxer for Life Fighter. What's up, coach? I am new here. How you doing, boxer, man? No problem. Nice to meet you. Man, we're just hanging out, man. We're just talking. Happy Thanksgiving to you. I'm just talking to people, man, hanging out, man. Thanksgiving. I know a lot of you guys are probably watching with your family. I know a lot of you guys just hanging out, eating dinner, whatever. I decided that I'm gonna spend this day with you guys. I'm thankful for my YouTube people. So whether you're watching this live or watching this later is all good. But we just gonna chill. We're gonna chop it up. Damn, man. I tell you, man, from this view, man, look at those photos, man. Damn. Look, that's me with Hank Lundy, Outlaw, Eddie, Tevin, all types of stuff. Mo, my boy, there's more. And then I got more over there, man. Over the years, man, I look back and I say, damn, man, I'm starting to pile up some stuff. And I'm just getting started. I'm just getting started. The truth is, I haven't even reached my full potential as a coach yet. I can't wait to see what the future holds, God willing. Coach, I bought 4 courses. Can you please make another Southpaw course? I love the how to box the opposite stance. Listen, man, we're gonna continue to educate uh the boxing world with more ideas, more scenarios, more skills, more tips, more tricks. Also, don't forget that every course I have is for southpaws as well, right? How to box the opposite stance is against the opposite stance, which means if you're a righty, those tactics work against southpaws, and if you're a lefty, those tactics work against righties or orthodox fighters. Every course is mirrored in both southpaw and orthodox, right? So when you watch, let's just say, the complete Philly shell system, right? Everything you see from this position, you're also going to see from this position because we mirrored it. Same thing with build you from the ground up 1.0, 2.0, defensive principles 101, how to set traps and counterpunch, angles and how to create them, how to box from the outside, how to box from the inside, 50 combos to the head, 50 combos to the body, 50 head body combinations. See what I'm saying? The heavy back conditioning drills, how to shadow box. You know, listen, it's just everything is for southpaws on this on the website, and all those courses are very valuable for different reasons. Oh yeah, how did I forget the footwork drills? You know what I mean? So take advantage of that. I am a southpaw and I watch a lot of your videos with Raymond Ford. And yeah, man, Raymond Ford, young hot fighter that I got the opportunity to help alongside Coach Reg. Big shout out to Coach Reg. Um, and it's just an honor, man. It's just an honor. Everybody I've worked with is an honor. I've worked with so many fighters over the years. I've shadow trained fighters over the years. There's a lot of guys that you guys might have seen on TV fight that I've trained or helped train, and you guys just didn't know, right? Like I mean, just because, listen, all these fighters get coached by various coaches, and then you got the people who's in the corner, and those are the coaches. But I've worked with so many over the years, man. I've helped so many over the years, and I'm just proud of all of it, man. It just helps move me in the next step, the next direction. You know what I mean? So it's all part of the journey, man. But right now, Raymond Ford's the young hot talent that I'm working with. How do you counter southpaws? Martin, I got a whole course on that. It just depends on which punches they're throwing. It depends what the situation is. Depends if it just depends. I mean, that's a very vague question. You can't just say how to counter southpaws. Is counter punching, right? So It just depends on the situation. It depends what punches they're throwing. It just depends what you're trying to accomplish. But I literally have a whole course with that. I also have a how to set traps and counter punch course. You know what I'm saying? Like these are the courses that are in the Master Boxing Bundle. There's 90% off. And don't forget, if you don't want to get the Master Boxing Bundle, you can get these courses individually. You can simply just keep scrolling down, and I got an opportunity for you to get them by themselves. It's just if you want to save the 90%, it makes sense to get them all. But you could still go ahead and get them, you know what I mean, for significantly cheaper, over $200 cheaper than if you got them when I'm not running a sale, I should say. So check that out. Okay, thanks. I know the right hand down the middle helps at least. Yeah, that's a very common one. I mean, get your foot to the outside of their foot, get your head off that center line and shoot the right hand, or if you're a southpaw, the other thing. That's the most common counter. You got other counters like check hooks. You got other counters like someone throws a straight left at you and you could drop and then rip a hook uppercut to the body. You got stuff like that as well. You know what I mean? So it just depends what you're working on, you know what I mean, and what the situation is. So there's just a lot that can be done. It's a lot. So I can't just say counter because again, it just depends. Every punch can be countered. Just remember that. Every punch can be countered. There's no punch that a southpaw could throw that can't be countered. Just remember that. So it just depends what punch they throw. There's a way to counter it. You just have to know how to do it. Do you watch other sports like kickboxing, NFL, WWE, etc.? I'm gonna be honest, no. I'm not that I don't like them. Like for instance, I was having this conversation with my boy. I have a friend of mine who loves football, and I know football. Like I can watch a football game, and I'll know the plays. I'll know. I mean, I won't know all the plays. Like I'm not a football guy to that level, but I understand the game. Like it's not like I watch football and I'm looking at it like, huh? Like what are they doing? Like I know what they're doing. I understand how it works. I understand when somebody's off, off sides and stuff like that. Like I get it. But I haven't watched football in years. Um, I just fell in love with boxing. Same thing with the NBA. I know basketball. I understand the game. I used to watch the Knicks. They used to break my heart every year back in the days when I was a young kid. And I don't watch basketball no more. MMA. I mean, I've worked with MMA fighters, UFC fighters. I worked with so many UFC fighters over the years. It's crazy. I don't watch the UFC. Like I really don't. Um, Listen, I was holding mitts for some of the best kickboxers and UFC fighters in American Top Team, and I didn't even know it. I was just doing guys favors. Like guys were like, "Yo, coach, can you give me a couple rounds?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got you." Ba, 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 ba. Now I knew they were fighters, but I didn't know how famous they were until after. They're like, "Bro, you know who that was?" I'm like, "Who?" And then they tell me, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, who's that?" You know what I mean? Then I go look him up, and then I'm like, "Oh snap, this guy is legit." But I'm a boxing guy. I'm just a boxing guy. You know what I mean? So I just love boxing, guys. I'm a pure boxing guy. You know what I mean? Thanks very much. You're great. Thank you, Martin. Coach, can you talk about posting? It's legal, useful. Not sure what you mean by posting. I'm really not sure. You mean measuring? Holding your arm out? Is that what you mean? I call it measuring if that's what you're talking about, where you keep your arm out. Favorite boxers right now? Of course, Raymond Ford. I mean, he's the guy I'm working with. Um, Eddie Chambers, because Eddie Chambers is my brother. Uh, Peter Nieves, because Peter Nieves is my uncle. Now, Peter Nieves is retired. Though. I can't pick him, but I can't pick Eddie either because Eddie's been nice. But current guys, Um, I mean, I like Jerome Boots Ennis. I think Jerome Boots Ennis is a fantastic young fighter. I like Shakur Stevenson. I like Devin Haney. I like I like I mean, I guess I could say those are the three main guys that I really like. I'm trying to think, man, make sure I'm not forgetting somebody. We're talking about current guys. I like Errol Spence. I like Terrence Crawford, of course, but those guys been popping. They've been popular. Um, I like Javante Davis. I think he's a good fighter. Um, so I mean, you got a bunch of guys. You know what I'm saying? You got a bunch of guys that are good right now. Really, that 130 to 135 pound, really 135-pound division is just insane. It's just insane, man. Like I haven't seen that much talent in one division in a very, very long time. I don't know if ever. I mean, when you really break down who's at 135 pounds right now, let's break it down. We got Devin Haney. We got Shakur Stevenson at 130, who say he's going to 135. So you might as well call him a 135 pounder, right? You got Lomachenko, right? You got Jermaine Ortiz. You got um Teofimo Lopez. You got there's somebody else. You got Javante Davis. You got Ryan Garcia. I mean, like, I'm trying to think. We got Pitbull Cruz, Isaac Cruz. You got, dude, that division is freaking. I would hate to be in the 135-pound division. You know what I'm saying? If I was a fighter, or matter of fact, either I would hate it or I would love it. Because when you're really, really at that level, you want to push yourself. You want to see if you're the best. So either I would hate it or I would love it. It would be somewhere. There would be no in the middle. I wouldn't just be chilling in that. I'd be like, yeah. Oh yeah, Javante, you think you that dude? Come on. Oh yeah, Ryan Garcia, you think you that dude? Come on. Or I'd be like, damn, I gotta fight Shakur? Fuck. Or I'd be like, damn, I gotta fight Devin Haney? Shit, how can I get out of this? It'd be one or the other. You know what I mean? There'd be no in between. Either I'm gonna love it because I think I'm the top dog, or I'm gonna hate it because everybody could fight. It's one or the other. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. 135-pound division is stacked. A lot of talent in that division, man. Of course, you got 147 too, though. Let's talk about 147. We got, of course, Terrence Crawford. Of course, Errol Spence. Of course, we got Keith Thurman. Of course, we got Virgil Ortiz. Of course, we got uh shit, is that it? Danny Garcia went to 154. So he's gone. Damn, hold on. Is that it? Virgil Ortiz, Jerome Boots Ennis, two young and hungry guys. Then we got Terrence Crawford. I always want to say Terrence Cawthon because Cawthon was the 1996 Olympic bronze medalist on the same team as Floyd Mayweather, somebody from here, Trenton, New Jersey, who I've had the opportunity to spar for the record. So I always think Terrence Cawthon. I always get him confused with Terrence Crawford. But anyway, Terrence Crawford. Um, Errol Spence, Virgil Ortiz, Jerome Boots Ennis. Those are the four Top guys. Keith Thurman. And who else? Who else? After Keith Thurman, who else is lingering around? I'm missing somebody. I know I am. But you got Keith Thurman lingering around. So that's 5 good fighters in that division. There's somebody else, though. I can't think. Have you seen Cody Crawley from Canada, 147? I have not, Patrick. I have not. What do you think about Xander Zayas? Um, he's a young, up and coming guy, Puerto Rican. So I love to support my Puerto Rican fighters. I feel like I got to see more of him. He's getting guys out of there quick, but I don't think that the competition's stiff. So until he fights some real quality, I can't really give you a true assessment on him yet. But he's doing what he's supposed to do right now, and he's winning. So he has a bright future for sure. He's a star for sure, but I don't know how good he really is just yet. You know what I mean? It was the same thing with Berlanga. I told everybody the same thing about Berlanga. I said, I don't know about that kid, man. Like, even though these guys are winning, we have to keep into account uh, who they're fighting. So again, too talented. Puerto Rico definitely needs a freaking hell of a fighter to come out. There's a Puerto Rican fighter I do like, man. He just beat Gary Russell's brother. He just beat Gary Russell's brother, Puerto Rican kid. I think he's a bantamweight kid. He actually lost to Inu. This kid is good, man. Oh man, what's his name? What's Gary? Which Gary? Who knows Gary Russell's brother's name? I forget his name. Matter of fact, I'll just look up Inu. Box rec. I'll tell you the kid name right now. Emmanuel Rodriguez. Look up Emmanuel Rodriguez versus Gary Antonio Russell. That was the last fight. Emmanuel Rodriguez is 21 wins, 2 losses. Now, this is a kid that got knocked out by Inu, but I still think can make some major noise as a good fighter. You guys should check him out. I haven't been excited about a kid in a while from Puerto Rico. Check him out. Emmanuel Rodriguez, Pete, when you get a chance. That kid could fight, man. Like, that kid got the goods. Like he already got knocked out by Inu. I think he got knocked out early though. He might have got knocked out by Inu in like the first or like the second round, but Inu's knocking everybody out, right? So that's kind of hard to test. But as far as skills go, boxing IQ, decision making, that kid could fight, man. He's really sharp. I think he got a chance to build himself back up. Rodriguez was super slick and counterpunching was great. Yeah, absolutely, man. As you guys see, man, I like talent. I'm a talent guy. So I look for talent. That kid is super, super talented, man. And let me tell you something, I'm a Puerto Rican descent, but I don't get behind guys because they're Puerto Rican. Pause. I don't do that. Because when Felix Trinidad broke my heart against Bernard Hopkins, I stopped doing that. So now I just pay attention to the skills. And I haven't been excited about a Puerto Rican fighter probably since like Miguel Cotto, really. Like, there hasn't been no fighter that stood out to me since Cotto that was Puerto Rican. And even Cotto wasn't my favorite fighter, but he was solid, right? He was dependable. But this kid too, Rodriguez, I don't know how dependable he is. That's another thing. Like, the kid Rodriguez is good, but I don't know if he's dependable, but I think he makes for a very fun fight every time you see him. He's going to be very exciting to watch. You know what I mean? I think Henry LeBron is a good talent out of PR. I haven't seen him yet. Can you become a good fighter without talent but with hard work? Yes, you can. I mean, talent. I mean, there has to be some sort of talent, right? Maybe you're unorthodox is a talent. You know, maybe being wild like a Mayorga or Rollies in its own weird way is a talent. But yes, the talent, the old saying, right? Talent, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, right? That's the saying. So it's like you have to remember that hard work is always going to win in the end. You got to go hard. You got to train hard. You got to be dedicated. But if you could do both, man, now we're talking. Yeah. Hold on, Pete. You picked Bernard to beat Tito? Damn, man, I was so wrong. I was so wrong, man. I picked Tito, but I didn't know what the hell I was looking at that time. So you probably did. Got into a street fight with a thug. Got into a southpaw stance and I clipped him with my left hook. Thank you. Why you thanking me? What the hell I have to do with that, man? Mad respect from Argentina, my man. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Damn, yo, we already an hour and 47 minutes in. I can't believe that I've been on here this long, man. I can't believe that I've been on here this long, man. Take a quick break, y'all, and then I'm gonna come back, man. Let's keep this
What's going on, guys? Your boy, Coach Anthony. Of course, we got none other than Fast Eddie Chambers, and we just wanted to go ahead and remind you this is Black Friday week. This is the week of Black Friday, and I just wanted to let you guys know what we are offering. I am offering every single course on my website that we already dropped up to date, which is 15 courses, and actually, I'm gonna give you guys an extra course that we just made named Drillers Make Killers that isn't even released to the public yet. If you go ahead and grab the Master Boxing Bundle at 90% off, Eddie, 90% off. And not only that, I'm gonna give you guys a free coaching call so we can go ahead and discuss what your personal goals are, what you're trying to accomplish through boxing, and how I can help you further in the future. Over the years, I've made courses like Build You From the Ground Up 1.0, Build You From the Ground Up 2.0, Footwork Drills, Defensive Principles 101, How to Set Traps and Counterpunch, Angles and How to Create Them, 50 combos to the head, 50 combos to the body, 50 head-body combinations, how to box on the inside, how to box from the outside, how to box the opposite stance, which is basically orthodox versus southpaw, the complete Philly shell system, how to shadow box, heavy bag conditioning drills, and of course, like I mentioned before, the last course that isn't even released yet, Drillers Make Killers. Guys, this is a steal. I've sold these courses at $300 a pop, and many have purchased them in the past. And now you guys can get all of them at one time for 90% off with a coaching call. Guys, this is an opportunity. Do not miss it. Go ahead, go to the website. Don't hesitate. You've been watching us on YouTube for years. We're here to help you. We want to take your boxing to the next level. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yes, bro. Yes, Copes. It's just an ad break. Gotta take a break, man. I've been on here for 1 hour, 49 minutes. Don't mind. Is the quality of the video aggravating y'all? Because I'm used to having like a nice professional setup. How does it look to you guys? I mean, we're gonna have this fixed hopefully within no more than a couple of days, I hope. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm on here, man. We hanging out. I told you that today is just let's chop it up. Let's hang out. You know what I mean? Because I watch your videos constantly improve your knowledge as I train. That's why. Thank you. Okay, man. Well, listen, I'm glad that I helped you with your self-defense situation. Of course, the lessons that you learn from these boxing videos are not intended to hurt people outside of a boxing ring. But again, somebody actually had the audacity to tell me boxing is not a self-defense, that boxing's a fight, but not a self-defense. And this is a prime example of boxing being a self-defense situation. You defended yourself and boxing technique actually helped you. So good for you, man. Stay out of trouble, stay safe. What's your stance on sparring as a coach? My coach says you should spar at least, you should only spar leading up to a fight. I mean, it just depends, man. I don't think that it's a big deal if you're sparring if there's no fight. It just depends how the sparring's going, right? Like if you're beating each other down to a pulp every day, you know what I mean, and there's no fight coming up, like then yeah, I think there's a problem. But every once in a while, if you want to mix it up, what's the problem? It's no big deal. I mean, we're learning. We're trying to get better. There's only one way to get better, and that's to spar. So it just depends what kind of sparring. Sparring can be controlled different ways depending on who's the person in control. So that's a big deal as well. But I don't have a problem with sparring if you're not getting ready for a fight. But the sparring is going to be based off of where we're at, what we're working on, what we're trying to get better on, et cetera, et cetera. Boxer for life fight. I would love to have a chance to work with you one day, but right now I'm in Jamaica. So listen, guys, and listen, I get it. I get it. Just so you know, um, you guys want to work with me in person. I understand that. But for those of you who can't work with me in person, because maybe you're in a far country or a far state, or you're busy with your job and you can't get to a gym, this is why Coach Anthony 2.0 was created. This is why my courses were created. This is why when I give out a master boxing bundle now for 90% off, I also do it with a free coaching call because this gives you an opportunity to talk to me just the way I'm speaking to you guys right now in the chat. Just imagine you're on the screen with me in a private situation where we would be going over your particular goals, what you've done in the past, what you're trying to accomplish, the time frame of what you're trying to accomplish it, and then I give you the rundown and exactly how to accomplish it through the courses, through personal customization, programming, guiding you, watching what you're doing, through a private community, through private messaging. It's a really dope program, and I have a lot of people who are part of it already. But for those of you who are hesitant, this is the reason I've done it. This is the real reason right here, man. You know what I mean? To save you guys the trouble of having to do what I did, which was go 10 years before I found a guy who really knew the game, who really taught me the game. It save you a lot of time, and time is money, and y'all know that. Happy Thanksgiving, Coach. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Ken. PB, hi, Coach Anthony. How are you, man? How's everything? We chilling over here, man. As you can see, just hanging out, man. Just hanging out. But you guys got to keep these. You got to keep it going, guys, because if not, it's only 8 o'clock. That's crazy. I'm used to doing these lives at like 10, 11 o'clock, being on here till 2, 3. in the morning. Like, I might have to cut this one off and get back on here. Y'all can't get quiet on me, guys, because I will cut this live off. Y'all can't get quiet on me. This is a simple talk, but I ain't gonna talk to myself either. Coach, does the coaching call only come with the bundle package? What about the other courses? Yes, the coaching call right now is part of my master boxing bundle as an incentive to get people to jump on board. But we can set something up. Just shoot me an email, champ. What's the best video to start with to get in shape? Honestly, man, they all will get you in shape because getting in shape is part of boxing. That just happens without thought. You know, working your jab, working your 1-2, working your 1-2-3, doing these things on a regular basis, uh, you're gonna get in shape. Heavy bag conditioning drills, now that's really gonna get you over the hill. But I don't even know where your shape level is, what shape level you're in. So heavy bag conditioning drills might be too much for you. I don't know. You know what I mean? This is why getting the master boxing bundle, getting on a coaching call with me is always the best option, especially when you're getting it so cheap, because what you could end up doing is I can actually find out more about your personal situation. But in reality, every course is good for getting in shape because if you're working the stuff on a heavy bag, working the stuff shadow boxing, working the stuff, with a friend or with a coach drilling on the mitts, you're gonna get in shape. And you can always add extra exercises like push-ups, stuff like that, sit-ups, jumping rope, things of that nature. And we have PDFs with those kind of workout routines already added in there. Any advice for switch hitters? You better know what you're doing. That's my advice. You better know what you're doing. You better not be switching just to switch. You better know what you're doing because I'll catch a guy on the switch if you don't know what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? You have to know what you're doing. So don't just switch because you want to be a switch hitter. But if you are, you just need to know how to operate from both sides. You need to know what to look for when you go on one side. If I'm a southpaw, I need to know how to be a southpaw. If I'm an orthodox, I need to know how to be an orthodox. And the good thing about the courses is all the courses are mirrored in both southpaw and orthodox, which means you can actually work both sides. Thank you, coach. No problem. How do you deal with favoritisms at gyms? Man, that's hard, man. That sucks. That sucks. That's why it's always good to find a trainer who isn't into that favoritism stuff. You know what I mean? And it's one of those that, listen, man, trust me, I know, I've seen it. You have to find a trainer who's gonna be, genuine. That's what it comes down to, finding a genuine coach. You might have to keep searching for the right atmosphere, man. You know what I mean? Or you just have to keep putting in work till they end up till the favoritism comes your way. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to pay your dues like everybody else before you're noticed. So it just depends. You know what I mean? Just depends. It's tough, man. But if you really want this, you'll work through it, man. Trust me. Coach Anthony, I'm getting defensive principles course now. I'll buy it through PayPal today. All right, cool, man. I'll be looking out for you, champ. I'll be looking out for you. Yep, I'll definitely be looking out for you, my guy. 2 hours, man. I'm gonna play the commercial one more time, and then I'm gonna make a decision if I'm staying or if I'm leaving. If you guys want me to stay, let it be known. Put in the chat. Just keep chilling, coach. If not, I don't know. Give me another break. Let me see. 2 hours, guys. It's been 2 hours.
What's going on, guys? Your boy, Coach Anthony. Of course, we got none other than Fast Eddie Chambers, and we just wanted to go ahead and remind you this is Black Friday week. This is the week of Black Friday, and I just wanted to let you guys know what we are offering. I am offering every single course on my website that we already dropped up to date, which is 15 courses, and actually, I'm going to give you guys an extra course that we just made named Drillers Make Killers that isn't even released to the public yet. If you go ahead and grab the Master Boxing Bundle at 90% off, Eddie, 90% off. And not only that, I'm gonna give you guys a free coaching call so we can go ahead and discuss what your personal goals are, what you're trying to accomplish through boxing, and how I can help you further in the future. Over the years, I've made courses like Build You From the Ground Up 1.0, Build You From the Ground Up 2.0, Footwork Drills, Defensive Principles 101, How to Set Traps and Counterpunch, Angles and How to Create Them, 50 combos to the head, 50 combos to the body, 50 head-body combinations, how to box on the inside, how to box from the outside, how to box the opposite stance, which is basically orthodox versus southpaw, the complete Philly shell system, how to shadow box, heavy bag conditioning drills, and of course, like I mentioned before, the last course that isn't even released yet, Drillers Make Killers. Guys, this is a steal. I've sold these courses at $300 a pop, and many have purchased them in the past. And now you guys can get all of them at one time for 90% off with a coaching call. Guys, this is an opportunity. Do not miss it. Go ahead, go to the website. Don't hesitate. You've been watching us on YouTube for years. We're here to help you. We want to take your boxing to the next level. Let's go.
Cuz I'm sure you are familiar with AK and Barack. Yeah. Those are my guys. I see them at the fights all the time. They're working for the zone. Really nice people, man. They're nice guys. And then they came a long way, man. I remember when those guys first started out. And they just stood true to the course, and now they're doing things, man. What's good? What's going on with them? How do you know how much to pay a coach in the amateurs? Man, that's a case by case, champ. I can't answer that. Every coach is different, you know. My price might not be the same price as another coach. I might be too expensive, you know what I'm saying? Another coach might do it for free. I mean, this is simply whatever the coach is willing to do. So there's no right price. You have to find the quality and the value of the person that you're paying, and whatever their price is, if you really feel that they're worth that, you pay it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you're trying to get the information that they have. And information, man, saves you time. Information saves you time, man. It saves you years. You know, and people don't get that about investing. Investing into yourself is all about saving time. Going to school, saving time. Imagine if nobody taught you how to read or write when you were a kid, right? Just imagine that. If you didn't invest those years, those early years, if all you did was play, if all you did was play and play and play and play, but you never learned how to read, you never learned how to write. And then by the time you're older, now you got to figure it out. Imagine how many years you wasted. Man, I could have got that out the way 10 years ago. It's the same thing with boxing, right? You want a good teacher, he charges you a certain price, but you don't want to pay it. So then you say, I could learn this on my own. And then you go around and you try to learn it on your own, you waste a year or two. Then you say, you know what, I'm gonna go find a trainer, but I'm gonna go with the trainer who's the cheapest. And then you go with that guy and he's not that good. Another 2 years, 3 years gets wasted. Now you done got beat up a bunch of times, you done lost a few fights, now your career's over, and you're looking back and you're saying, why didn't I just pay the money, man? What the hell was I thinking? Why was I being so cheap? See what I'm saying? So, and listen, I understand. Some people just can't afford it. And if you can't afford it, then maybe now is not the time for you. But you should definitely always be willing to invest into a good teacher, a good trainer. It's always a good investment to invest into yourself, man. And that's not sales talk, that's real talk. AK used to train with me as a kid. Oh, okay. He used to train which? Oh, you were his coach? Because I do know he knows how to box a little bit. Did he ever fight before? Did he ever fight before? He just did it for like just to learn. Because I did see him like shadow box a few times. It looked like he knew what he was doing. Oh, so he used to actually box with you. Like he didn't you weren't coaching him. You guys used to train together. Oh, okay. His younger brother Shamir. What was his last name? Shamir what? That must have been Reyes, right? Yeah. I'm gonna look him up. Oh, okay. He had a rough career. He had a rough career. He fought his ass off though. Coach, I'm on your website now. I noticed that you have a how to box on the outside. I need that course because I'm 6'2" and I need to know how to. Well, there you go. Go grab it, champ. Go grab it, man. You're making the right choices. Go grab it. Yeah, I could tell he was tough, man. That record speaks for itself. That's a guy who you got to be tough. Thought I saw a question that I wanted to answer, but might have missed it. Oh, right here. How many amateur fights should a boxer have before turning pro? When do you know? Your trainer will know. There's no number. For some guys, they might not even fight amateur. It just depends on your trainer, depends on your skill set. But your trainer will know, and you will know. And it also depends on the timeline you have, you know? You might not have a big timeline. You might want to go ahead and make the move a little sooner than you wanted to. But if you have a good manager, you might get moved the right way, and you can learn as you go. So it just depends on your personal situation. But you definitely want to acquire as much skills as you can before you go pro. So I always recommend that you have an amateur background. But if you can't for whatever reason, because time is limited or whatever the case may be, then you better have enough. You better have a trainer who knows how to guide you and a manager that can help you for sure. I got a call set with you, coach. I can't wait. Oh, that was you who just booked it, huh? I just seen something come through. Yep, Saturday, three o'clock, Kyle. You are all set. So expect a link from me around that time on Saturday, right? I'm not gonna send nothing now, but around that time, you'll be getting it. Okay. So just if you don't hear from me until Saturday, around like that 2 to 3, I'll probably shoot you an email and say, hey man, getting your link prepared, are you ready? Et cetera, et cetera. So I'll talk to you on Saturday, man. Big shout out to Kyle, man, for making the steps. For making the steps. That's what it takes, guys. It takes the steps. You gotta make the steps, man. Two things, general question, but what should be the biggest focuses when starting off boxing, in boxing? Two, I have power but not snap and punch. How can I fix that? Um, I mean, the biggest focuses should be the fundamentals, the basics, your stance, your punches, technique. I mean, not trying to move ahead. Stuff like build you from the ground up 1.0 on my website, build you from the ground up 2.0 on my website. These should be the general things that you should be focusing on and not trying to be, an expert in one day. So the snap will naturally come over time. You will naturally develop a snap, but you have to put the reps in, if that makes sense. You have to work on this daily. Until you work on it daily, until you get those reps in, you're not gonna get that snap. So, just the basics, man. Don't try to complicate this. Keep it simple. Work this simple stuff. The simple stuff is what you need. What's up, coach? I'm an amateur boxer. Should I take a week off before a fight, or can I still train someone leading up to the fight? Also, any hand speed exercise besides shadow boxing with weights? I wouldn't take a week off before an amateur fight. I'd probably train all the way. If I was fighting on Saturday, I'd probably train you all the way up until Thursday. I probably Wednesday, I'd probably cut off the hard training. Thursday, you probably go through the motions. Friday, I might let you just chill out, you know what I'm saying? Or just do a light run or some light shadow boxing. Probably don't even do nothing. Saturday, you don't got to do much. And then Saturday's the fight. We're not taking a week off the week of the fight. Hell no. You got to be sharp leading up to the week of the fight. You got to be sharp leading up to the fight. So you're training all the way up until damn near the fight. Um, Hand speed exercises for me would be more so like shadow boxing with weights is one of the best ones that I could think of. Throwing punches fast all the time when you're shadow boxing, when you're hitting the bag, nonstop speed drills and stuff like that. But there's no real secret to speed other than repetition, repetition, repetition. You know what I mean? I'm constantly working on your speed, which is punching faster without form and technique, without compromising form and technique. You know what I mean? Yeah, Pete, he's wilding. Yeah, Paola, you would have went into your fight, man, without training the week of the fight, man. That's crazy, man. What would you have done that week, man? Coach, I have difficulties throwing a left hook on a heavy bag. Should it be thumb up or thumb down on a heavy bag? Is a mid-range hook thrown differently than a close range? Me personally, I like to thumb up, man. I mean, I know you got some guys that teach this on the heavy bag or in a fight, but for me, I always felt better like this, man. You cover more of the face. It lands better. It's just a better hook. I mean, look at all the best hookers in history. All the best guys who knock people out with hooks, the hooks was like this, man. Thumb up. You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? If I'm throwing a check hook from far away, I might corkscrew it, bring it down. First two knuckles right here, bang, you know what I mean? But if I'm in close, I'm probably going to shoot it like this, a little bit further. I'm going to shoot it like that. Yeah, man. We've been on here for 2 hours and 16 minutes. It is 8:22, man. I want to say thank you to the people who's been in here hanging out with me, man. I know y'all could be doing anything, man. But you guys are chilling with me, man. I want to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody, whether you celebrate or not. Happy Thanksgiving. You got to be thankful for life. You got to be thankful for opportunities. You got to be thankful for your health. You got to be thankful for the people around you that love you, that care for you. You got to be thankful for just being one of the lucky people who are on earth right now that get an opportunity to see everything that's going on. I mean, the chances of being alive on earth, I forget what they say the percentage is, but it's like such a small percentage, man. You know what I'm saying? So we're lucky, man. So just be thankful for that. Don't be worried about the history of the holiday and none of that. Just take today as an extra day to be thankful. To just say, I'm just gonna say thank because I forget. I forget to be thankful. I mean, I just don't remember. I'm too busy. I'm too stressed. I got too much on my plate. But today, just reflect and just be thankful. You know what I'm saying? I'm thankful for you guys. You know what I mean? I'm thankful for everybody in this chat to watch it now, watch it later. You know what I mean? A lot of the views that I get typically come later when I'm not live. People who bought my courses, people who haven't bought my courses, but they still like learning from me. They still like listening to me. I appreciate all you guys because you guys keep me going. I mean, I could be doing anything else right now, and you guys could be doing anything else right now. But my calling is to come on here, chop it up, share my experiences, answer some questions, bring on, quality people like my cousin Pete, quality guys like Eddie Chambers, and other quality people who I've brought on here over the years and teach my lessons and put together my courses and open up the doors for things like Coach Anthony 2.0, which is an online coaching program that I have right now that I'm trying to really expand into a big online coaching platform that I really believe can help more people learn the sport of boxing the right way, right at home, without having to worry about favoritism in a boxing gym, the way my man said earlier. Stuff like that is what I'm trying to do to help the everyday guy, the guy who doesn't necessarily want to be a fighter, but he wants to learn how to fight. He wants to learn how to box. This is what my programs are for. And for those of you who have coaches and those of you who have talent, the courses are refreshers and maybe to give you some new ideas and some new thoughts. And if you're a coach watching my stuff, maybe some ideas and thoughts to pass on to your fighter. I don't make up anything. Everything that I taught has been taught before by quality teachers. I take the quality stuff and I just put it together into a course. You know what I'm saying? Everything I've learned over the years is through my own experience and the experience of world-class teachers slash fighters. So everything you guys getting is the real deal. This ain't make believe. This ain't me just wanting to hear myself talk. This is me simply passing down lessons. That's all I'm doing. Is passing down lessons. You got coaches out here making stuff up. That's not what we're doing. We're not making up anything. We're just passing along the information. And we're using the internet, the greatest tool ever created, to connect the dots with people all across the world. That's what we're doing here. You know what I'm saying? So I just hope that I can touch somebody in this chat today to say, you know what, I'm going to take Coach Anthony up on his offer and I'm going to see if he's the real deal. And then when you find out that it is, just come on here and thank me. Just come on here and say, Coach, thank you, man. You know what? You weren't lying. You was 100% accurate when you said that I was going to learn. You know what I mean? And many of you have, but many of you should still, who are on the fence, you guys should just go ahead and make the leap, because tomorrow is Black Friday. Tomorrow's the last day. The last day, guys, is over. It's a wrap. You feel me? And I've been talking about this so much, I sound like a broken record. I should do an infomercial. You know what I'm saying? I should go on yo, Pete, what was the infomercials, man, back in the day that people like QVC? I should be on like QVC or something with my courses, man. Who got connections with QVC? I want to go on QVC and sell my courses now. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like an infomercial, man. Matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, man, let me take a short
What's
break.
going on, guys? Your boy, Coach Anthony. Of course, we got none other than Fast Eddie Chambers, and we just wanted to go ahead and remind you, this is Black Friday week. This is the week of Black Friday, and I just wanted to let you guys know what we are offering. I am offering every single course on my website that we already dropped up to date, which is 15 courses, and actually, I'm going to give you guys an extra course that we just made named Drillers Make Killers that isn't even released to the public yet. If you go ahead and grab the Master Boxing Bundle at 90% off, Eddie, 90% off. And not only that, I'm gonna give you guys a free coaching call so we can go ahead and discuss what your personal goals are, what you're trying to accomplish through boxing, and how I can help you further in the future. Over the years, I've made courses like Build You From the Ground Up 1.0, Build You From the Ground Up 2.0, Footwork Drills, Defensive Principles 101, How to Set Traps and Counterpunch, Angles and How to Create Them, 50 combos to the head, 50 combos to the body, 50 head-body combinations, how to box on the inside, how to box from the outside, how to box the opposite stance, which is basically orthodox versus southpaw, the complete Philly shell system, how to shadow box, heavy bag conditioning drills, and of course, like I mentioned before, the last course that isn't even released yet, Drillers Make Killers. Guys, this is a steal. I've sold these courses at $300 a pop, and many have purchased them in the past. And now you guys can get all of them at one time for 90% off with a coaching call. Guys, this is an opportunity. Do not miss it. Go ahead, go to the website. Don't hesitate. You've been watching us on YouTube for years. We're here to help you. We want to take your boxing to the next level. Let's go.
Man. So what's up, guys, man? You guys gotten real quiet. If you guys ain't gonna talk, I'll just cut this off. We could talk maybe tomorrow or whatever. Been on here for 2 hours and 22 minutes, guys. 2 hours and 22 minutes. So I'm gonna give you guys a few more seconds to think of something. If not, tomorrow's another day. Maybe tomorrow I'll come on here with a particular topic or something like that and really dial in what the lesson's gonna be. I got some really good lessons that we've done throughout. And for the record, tomorrow I'm going to be interviewed by FaZe Boxing, FAYZ_boxing. I'm going to be interviewed by FaZe Boxing. But that's not out yet. I don't think he's going to do it live. Or actually, it might be live. So you guys might actually want to subscribe to FaZe Boxing. FaZe Boxing, FAYZ Boxing. I'm going to be doing an interview with him. And so it'd be dope if you guys came out and supported that. And that's going to be 4 p.m. Eastern, and he's in the UK. So it will be like 9 p.m. UK time, he said. He's going to ask me a series of questions. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, it seems like you guys fell asleep, man. Let me find out. I am out. Let me find out. Yo, this is crazy. This is something I want y'all to see too. You see that right there? Coach Anthony 2.0 Secret Society, guys. I've created a secret society for my people in the 2.0 program, the secret society. All right. That to get into the secret society, I mean, this is where the real magic is going to happen for my 2.0 members. So big shout out to everybody in the secret society, man. I just made that name up today, the secret society. But for the people in the secret society, you guys know who you are. You guys are going to get special treatment, okay? Something a little bit different. But if you guys ain't going to talk and I'm going to be talking to myself, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I think I'm going to get back on here later, though. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I'm gonna try to get back on here later with Eddie Chambers and chop it up with him later. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on. I gotta send this to Eddie. Gotta send this to Eddie, man. Yep, and that's it. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm gonna give Eddie like 5 minutes and see if he pulls in here. If Eddie don't pull in here, I think I'm gonna get up out of here, man. You guys are boring, man. What happened, man? All right, well that's it, man. I appreciate everybody.
What's going on, guys? Your boy, Coach Anthony. Of course, we got none other than Fast Eddie Chambers, and we just wanted to go ahead and remind you this is Black Friday week. This is the week of Black Friday, and I just wanted to let you guys know what we are offering. I am offering every single course on my website that we already dropped up to date, which is 15 courses, and actually, I'm going to give you guys an extra course that we just made named Drillers Make Killers that isn't even released to the public yet. If you go ahead and grab the Master Boxing Bundle at 90% off, Eddie, 90% off. And not only that, I'm gonna give you guys a free coaching call so we can go ahead and discuss what your personal goals are, what you're trying to accomplish through boxing, and how I can help you further in the future. Over the years, I've made courses like Build You From the Ground Up 1.0, Build You From the Ground Up 2.0, Footwork Drills, Defensive Principles 101, How to Set Traps and Counterpunch, Angles and How to Create Them, 50 combos to the head, 50 combos to the body, 50 head-body combinations, how to box on the inside, how to box from the outside, how to box the opposite stance, which is basically orthodox versus southpaw, the complete Philly shell system, how to shadow box, heavy bag conditioning drills, and of course, like I mentioned before, the last course that isn't even released yet, Drillers Make Killers. Guys, this is a steal. I've sold these courses at $300 a pop, and many have purchased them in the past. And now you guys can get all of them at one time for 90% off with a coaching call. Guys, this is an opportunity. Do not miss it. Go ahead, go to the website. Don't hesitate. You've been watching us on YouTube for years. We're here to help you. We want to take your boxing to the next level. Let's go.
Yo, Pete. I actually messaged Hawk. Yo, Pete, you still in there? Pete, tell me if you say yeah, if you still in there. Let me know, Pete, if you're still in the chat. If not, I'll just hit you up after. I think Pete might have fell asleep. He was smoking in that cigar, man. He probably fell asleep. If you could work with any fighter right now, who would it be? Man, I'm gonna be honest, man. I ain't pressed, man, to work with any fighter. So I don't know, man. It don't matter. Any fighter who's gonna be hungry enough to go through the process, they got the potential to do something serious in the game, I'd be willing to work with. So there's nobody in particular that I'm like, oh, I gotta work with that guy. You know what I mean? All right, y'all. Well, that's 2.5. I'm gonna get out of here. Keep your bell notifications on because I did talk to Eddie Chambers. He did say uh, that he was gonna get on here, but he was chilling with his family or whatever. I get it. I mean, not everybody's crazy like me to get on the live for 2 hours on Thanksgiving and do Q&A. But yeah, guys, just put your bell notifications on, and I'll see if I can get back on here in a couple hours. We'll see what the vibes is feeling like. If I ain't too sleepy, if I ain't eat too much, and let's just, you know what I mean, take it from there, man. I want to say thank you to everybody for the love and support. And guys, don't hesitate. Go to the website, man. Go ahead and grab that Master Boxing Bundle. Get that coaching call. Don't miss out. Tomorrow's Black Friday, man. Tomorrow's Black Friday. Peace.